Okay. My screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And today I'm going to start next macro variable. Next macro variable is consumption function. First, I will let me. I'm going to defining what is a consumption function. Okay. The consumption function is a functional relationship between functional relationship between the function relational between consumption and income. Consumption and income based on Keynesian theorem. Keynesian psychological based on Keynesian law of consumption. First, I will defining that what is a Keynesian law of consumption. Consumption. The Keynesian law of consumption, it's talking about when the income of the person is increased, their consumption expenditure also increased. But certain period of the time, what happened? Uh, the increasing the consumption expenditure is very less comparing with increasing the income. Okay, it's called as a Keynesian law of consumption. Okay, the Keynesian law is called as it's talking about uh, when the income of the people is increased, their consumption also increased. Consumption expenditure also increased. Also increase. Later point of the time, what happened? But later point of the time, what happened in the sense increase the expenditure, the increase the consumption expenditure is less than increasing in the income. Increase in income. So this is called as a Keynesian law of consumption. Okay, in order to demonstrate the Keynesian law of consumption, I'm going to take one scenario. Okay, I'm going to consider one scenario. So I'm going to take consider one table. It's associated with the two column. One is called as a income. Another one is called as a consumption. Okay, income is denoted as a Y and consumption is denoted as a C. Okay. So initially, the person income is a 0, but the expenditure is a 80. In second case, second scenario, the person income is 100, the expenditure is 160 rupees. In third scenario, the person income is a 200 rupees, whereas the expenditure is a 240. Okay. And third scenario, the person income is a 300 rupees. Okay, the person consumption expenditure is a 320. And fourth scenario, the person income is a 400 rupees, whereas the person consumption is 400 rupees. And next scenario, the person income is a 500 rupees, whereas the person consumption is 480 rupees. Next scenario, the person income is 600 rupees, whereas the person consumption expenditure is 560 rupees. So what is the Keynesian law of consumption in the sense income is increased, the person consumption also increased. Particular period of the time, what happened? The increasing the consumption expenditure is very less than where the increasing in the income. Consider this scenario. For example, when the person income is 100 in the sense expenditure is 160, whereas in the person income is 200 in the sense expenditure also increase. Whereas in the person income is 300 rupees in the sense the person consumption also increase. You consider the scenario from 400 to 600. If you consider 400 rupees, what happened? The income is equal to the person consumption expenditure. Consider last two cases. What happened? Even though the income of the person is increased, whereas in the expenditure is less than the income. So this is called as a Keynesian law of consumption. From this, I'm going to introduce certain terminologies. Okay, the first terminology is called as a autonomous. First terminology is called as a autonomous consumption. What is autonomous consumption in the sense? When the person income is a zero, the people spend 80 rupees. So consider this scenario. Actually, the person income is 80 rupees. Person income is a zero. Even though they don't have the money in their hand, but they are ready to spend certain amount in order to survey in the real world. Okay, this point, this thing they called as autonomous income. This is called as autonomous consumption. Okay, autonomous consumption is when the income is zero, the people spend the people spend money for consumption. A particular this is called as autonomous consumption. This is called as autonomous consumption. Okay, that the the consumption expenditure consumption expenditure independent of their income, independent of income. For example, for consider the first scenario, the person income is a zero. Okay, not okay. Assume that he don't have the job. Even though that person income is a zero, even though he is spending for certain consumption. So consumption expenditure is independent of the income. Okay, so this is a concept of autonomous consumption. Okay, next, from this, I'm going to introduce one more terminologies. The next terminology is called average propensity, propensity to consume. சொல்லு கௌதம். என்னங்கண்ணே? அது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து க்ளவுட் அசெட்டுக்கு வந்து ப்ரிஃபரன்ஸ் கொடுக்க சொல்லு. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து ஜோகோ கொடுக்க சொல்லு. அப்படின்னா இப்போ 10 இப்போ உனக்கு வந்து ஜோகோ 9:30க்கு ஆரம்பிக்குதுன்னா அதுலேயே இருக்கு சொல்லு. சப்போஸ் நீ இருக்கு சொல்லு. அதுக்குள்ளே முடிஞ்சிருச்சு, 10:30க்கு முன்னாடியே முடிஞ்சிருச்சு அப்படின்னா என்ன பண்ணிக்கலாம் அப்படின்னா இதை முடிச்சுட்டு அதை ஜாயின் சரி கண்ணா. அப்படின்னா வந்து க்ளவுட் அசெட் ப்ரிஃபரன்ஸ் கொடுக்க சொல்லு. நான் கிளாஸ்ல இருக்க, அப்புறம் கூப்பிடுறேன். Average propensity to consume. The next terminology is called as average propensity to consume. Um, so, what is the average propensity to consume? Is the ratio between the consumption, the consumption we denoted as a C, and ratio between the consumption and income. This is called as uh, average propensity to consume. Okay. Okay, that can be denoted as a like that. So I'm going to represent it in mathematical notation. So C divided by Y. Okay. If, for example, consider this scenario. Okay, they are considered this scenario. Um, okay, I'm going to consider this scenario. Okay, for example, what is the average propensity? For example, the person income is 100, but they are going to spending for consumption is 160 rupees. Suppose you want to consume, you want to find out average propensity to consume in the sense you apply into that formula. Okay, for example, the person income is 100, consumption is 160 rupees, whereas the income is 100. Okay, this is nothing but this is average propensity to consume. So what is the value? 1.6. Okay. From this, what do you understand from this in the sense the average propensity consume keep on falling when the income is increased. For example, consider last scenario. The person income is 600 rupees, but he is going to spend for 560 rupees for their expenditure consumption. Okay, suppose now you are going to calculate what happened. The person income is 600 rupees, 600 rupees, for example, 600 rupees, but his consumption expenditure is 500. What is the value? So value is 0.93. Okay. So the average propensity to consume keep on falling when the income is increased. Okay. The next, I'm going to introduce one more terminology. It's called the marginal propensity to consume. It's a ratio between what is the marginal propensity to consume is the ratio between change in consumption, change in consumption, and the change in income. So change in income. It can be denoted as a delta of C divided by divided by delta of Y. The ratio between change in consumption and the change in income. Okay, C is called as a consumption, Y is called as a income. So I will take one scenario. For example, how they are going to calculate the marginal propensity to consume is, okay, for example, I'm going to consider this one. Okay. Okay, what is the formula? I'm going to consider this table here. So what is the formula? This is a table. You want to find out marginal propensity to consume. So formula is nothing but ratio between change in consume. Okay. So see, I'm going to consider this second case. Okay, change in consume. So now the initial consume is now current consume is 160 rupees. Change in the sense you're going to show the differentiate between current and previous. The current consumption is 160 rupees and previous consumption is 80. So divided by change in income. So what is the change of income? The current income is 100. The previous income is a 0. Okay. So what is the value? 80 divided by 100. Okay. So value is 0.8. So this is called as a marginal propensity to consume. Okay, you take in next case also. For example, I consider next one. Okay, so what is the formula? So change in consumption divided by change in income. Okay, I'm going to consider third case. Okay, I'm going to consider third case. So, current in consumption is 240. Okay, and what about previous one? 160 rupees. So divided by change in income. So what is the current income? The current income is a 200 rupees minus 100. So this is a way you are going to find out uh, marginal propensity consume. Okay, if you calculate, the final answer is 0.8. From this, they are going to defining the consumption function. From this, what happened? They are going to defining the consumption function is okay, C equal to A plus B y. Okay, what is the meaning of C is it's called as, okay, suppose you want to know the consumption expenditure. Okay, suppose you know that the person income, you want to know that uh, the person consumption expenditure. Okay, simply you apply into that formula, you will get the consumption expenditure. Okay, C is called as a consumption expenditure, and A is called as a autonomous income. So already we have defining that. So what is autonomous income? Autonomous income is when the person income is a 0, but he is spending for certain amount for uh, their expenditure. Okay, the consumption is independent of the income, so it's called as autonomous consumption. This is called as autonomous. A is called as autonomous consumption, and E is called marginal propensity consume, and Y is called as income. Y is called as income. Okay. Suppose I will tell one scenario. For example, they given um, okay, they given for example, they given A value. A value is 80 rupees. Autonomous consumption is 80 rupees, and marginal propensity consume is 0.8. Okay, and then they will ask you what is the expenditure of the particular person. Okay, before for example, okay, wait a minute. Okay, okay. For example, A is 80 and the marginal propensity consume is 0.8. The person income is the person. For example, the person they given the personal income. The person is income is a 500 rupees. They will ask you. You want to find out what is the consumption expenditure. Okay, you simply apply into that formula. What is the formula? So this is a formula. C equal to A plus uh, B of Y. Okay, you apply into that formula. Okay, what is the A value? A value equal to that is A value. A value equal to 80 plus and 0. What is the P marginal propensity consume 0.8. What is the person income? Okay, 500 rupees. Okay, you apply it. What happened? So this 80 plus 0.8 multiplied with 500. So answer is 400. 400. Okay, the final value is 480. So what do you understand from this in the sense? Suppose the person income is 500 rupees in the sense he is going to spend their expenditure is 480 rupees. Okay, so already for example, suppose the person income is 500 rupees. In the sense, how much amount he is going to spend per their expenditure. So 480. So this is called as a this is a concept of consumption function. Okay, do you have any queries? Do you have any queries? Hello.
No, sir.
Okay. The next micro variable is called as investment function. Investment function. So investment is called as otherwise called as a savings converted as an asset. Savings are converted as the savings are converted as asset is converted into asset is called as a investment function. So again, the investment function is classified into different category. Different category of investment functions are available. The first one is gross and net investment. The first category is gross and net investment. Gross in the sense, what is a gross investment in means the total value of productive asset. Total value of productive asset created during a given period of the time. So this is called as a gross investment. The total value of productive asset created during the particular given period of the time. For example, you are planning to start a production companies. So now you had a certain amount of the money in your hand. Okay. Now what you are going to do? You are going to do investment. So now what you're going to do? You buying a land to start a production, and also you are purchasing certain machineries. Okay, these are the things you are going to done within your 1 year. That thing we call it as cross investment. Okay. Next terminology is net investment. So net investment is uh, it's net investment is the productivity asset and the employment opportunities. Okay. Productive productive asset and plus the employment opportunities. The employment opportunity, it's called as a net investment. For example, you started the company. After that, in order to manufacturing the product, you're recruiting certain people from outside. So net investment is it's talking about the productivity asset as well as how much people you are going to provide employment. in your organization. Entire thing we call it as a net investment. While we are going to talk about the net investment, we are going to reduce the replacement investment. For example, you are running the company. So over the period of the time, what happened due to wear and tear, you are going to replace. You are going to done certain replacement in the machinery. You are going to replace certain spare parts in the machineries. You are going to replace certain spare parts in the machineries. So while you are going to calculate that net investment, okay, you want to subtract the depreciation from the net investment. So next category is the next type of investment is called private and public investment. Private and public investment. Um, so private in the sense, for example, the best example is Geo company and Airtel company. They are the best example for the private sectors. The private, now I'm going to defining what is the private sector. The investment made by the individual person or private companies or corporate companies. It's called as a private investment. Okay? It's called as a private investment. The private means the investment made by the individual persons or private companies or corporate companies. Such investment we call it as a private investment. And so public means the public investment means the investment made by the government and and departmental undertaking is called as a public investment. Okay, the investment what is the public means the investment made by the government or the government what they are going to do, they are going to undertaking certain department and then providing the services to the people. Okay. The last 5 years back, what happened in the Tamil Nadu government? What happened? They have undertaking Annamalai universities, and then they are going to providing services for people. Okay, that thing we call it as they are going to start a new thing, or they are going to undertaking certain things, and then from this they are going to provide certain services to the people. It's called as a public investment, and third one is called as third type of investment is called as a induced and autonomous investment. Okay. So induced in the sense, mm, for example, I'm a person. I'm working in summer. Because of that, I'm earning the money. After a certain period of the time, what happened? My income increased. When my income is increased, I can the person expenditure also increase. For example, my suppose the company is providing 20 percentage of salary. So when the company is providing a salary hike, so what I'm going to do is I am planning for a new thing. Whether I will buy a new course or whether I will invest the money into the land, I can do. I have a certain plan. So because of that, what happened? The demand of that particular product is increased. Okay, for example, the demand of that particular product is increased because of that some new because of that the new entrepreneur introduced in the market and they are start to produce a new product in the market. So induced. Okay, so it is called as a induced investment. Okay, the person income is increased, so that if increase in the sense the person have high purchasing ability. So for example, they are going to keep on buying one particular product very often. So due to that, the demand of that product is increased. So automatically what happened, any one of the entrepreneur try to start that production in the market. So because of uh, one thing, it induced a demand for another product. It's called as a induced investment. Next one is autonomous investment. Autonomous in the sense, it is a one type of investment. Uh, Mainly, who is going to does in the autonomous investment means the government agencies. So while they are going to invest the money for certain things, but they are not getting the profit from this. That type of investment we call it as a autonomous investment. For example, the government, they are going to do the investment for constructing the bridges, or investment money for constructing the road. So like that investment, we call it as autonomous investment. Okay. Uh, Okay, that's all about investment. So, do you have any queries? Do you have any queries? So now I'm going to start the poll question. All of you start to answer the poll question. Uh, First question, so all of them to answer the first question. The entire part of the income is increased. Entire part of the increased spend, consumption. Okay, and second question is, so what is the autonomous consumption? Autonomous consumption. The independent of income. True or false? So next one is public investment is so as for now, I launched a three poll question. So all of you answer the poll questions. So while I am putting the attendance on the Inspro, I'm consider attendance as well as your poll question answer. Okay. So just now we have seen what is a public investment. What is a public investment? The investment done by the government, not private. The name itself, it's saying that public. Just now we have seen. Okay, what is the answer for the first poll question? The entire part of increased income is spent on consumption, whether it's a true or not. So we have seen on table. In the table, we have seen when the person income is a zero, he is spending for 80 rupees, and then keep the income is a keep on increasing up to 400 rupees. We have seen that. Okay, look at the table. What happened? The person income is a zero, but he is spending for 80 rupees for their expenditure. So after a certain period of the time, the person income is a keep on increasing, but the expenditure also increasing. The person expenditure consumption is well less than the increased income. Okay, the condition, the statement is false. Okay, the statement is false. First one is a false. So why is false in the sense, for example, the income is 100, but he is spending for 160 rupees per their expenditure, whereas in the income is a 200, he is spending for 240 rupees per their expenditure. After certain period of the time, for example, consider this scenario. The scenario is, for example, the income is increased from 100 rupees to 600, but whereas in the expenditure is less comparing with the income. So give us, because of that, the given statement is a false. Okay. Okay, what about second one? The autonomous consumption is independent of income. Whether this statement is a true or not, whether this statement is a true or not, it's true. Just now we have seen the consumption is independent of the income. So whereas the we have seen one example, the person income is a zero, even though he is spending for 80 rupees, their daily expenditure consumption. So that income is a zero, but even though he's spending that point, we call it as autonomous consumption. The statement is a true. Okay, what is the third one? Public investment. What is a public investment? Okay, the government, the investment done by the government, it's called as a public. What is a private? The individual or corporating sector, they are going to invest the money to particular sectors, and from this they are going to get the profit. It's called as a private sector. Private sectors are a private investment. So do you have any queries regarding today class? So do you have any queries?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So now I'm going to summarizing it, what we have seen in the today class. Today we are going to begin with what is the consumption function. And then we have seen what we have seen the Bayesian law of consumption. The Bayesian law of consumption is it's talking about when the person income is increased and parallelly the person expenditure consumption also increase. But after the particular point of the time, the increasing the expenditure consumption is less than the person income. It's called as a Bayesian law of consumption. After that, we have seen what is the average propensity to consume. So, average propensity consume is we call it as the ratio between the consumption and income. Uh, and then we have seen what is the marginal propensity to consume. It's a deal. It's a talking about the change in consumption, the ratio between change in consumption and the change in income. So that can be represented as a delta C divided by delta Y. And then now from this, we have derived on mathematical notation about what is a consumption function. So this is the equation for consumption function, C equal to A plus P of Y. So for example, you know that the person income, and then you know that person marginal propensity consume. You can easily calculate the consumption. Okay, you can easily calculate the consumption. Okay. Okay, after that we have seen what is the investment function. The investment function is savings as a converted into asset. It's called as investment function. In the real world, different type of investment are exist. Okay, first one is a cross investment and a net investment. The cross investment means the total value of productive asset created during the given period of the time. Okay, it's called as a gross investment, and the net investment means the productive asset plus employment opportunities. Entire thing we call it as net investment. And then next we are talking about what is a private investment and public. Private means the individual person or corporate person, they are going to invest money to certain asset. From this they are going to earning the money. It's called as a private. Similarly, public. Okay, public, the government, they are going to invest in certain the investing money for buying asset, and they are acquiring certain departmental things, and then from this they are going to earning the profit. It's called as a public investment. And then next, induced and autonomous. Induced in the sense, for example, the person is increased, the person income is increased. Automatically, what happened? The demand of that certain product is increased. So parallelly, what happened? The who are all some corporate people? What happened when the demand for the particular product is occur in the market? What happened? They are trying to start new business in order to manufacturing those products. So because one thing is induced uh, the production of another thing. That's why it's called as induced investment. Autonomous means in the who is going to done the autonomous investment means the autonomous investment done by the government sectors. They are going to invest money on certain things, but they it not producing the profit. For example, the government, they are doing for construction of the bridge and uh, and the okay, that thing it's come under the category of autonomous. Okay, I hope that everyone is understand. So thank you so much. Remaining thing we will see in the next class. Thank you.